hopefully I am going to get richer.
Okay.
So what should I keep in mind or whatever so that I'm not being greedy or going the other way and being like, giving everything away?
Right.
I don't want to give everything away.
No, I mean, you need money to live.
Because if I get rich, I'm going to have worked for it.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with having savings, and there's nothing wrong with preparing for retirement and all those things, right? There's nothing wrong with those things.
Right.
And so, I mean, hopefully, okay, you're getting rich. Hopefully you're already on a budget. You continue on with that budget, and then you're adding in, obviously, and you're going, wow, I can save more and I can give more.
Okay.
Right? I can save more and I can give more. And I think one of the things that we have to make sure of is like when we're growing in wealth, that it's not just, oh, look at me, I can spend more.
Okay.
And I'm making a separation between spending and giving. And so, like, it's not just that I'm spending more things on myself or even for others, right? But there's a sense of, okay, I'm going to, obviously you're going to still have expenses. You're still going to spend, but hopefully save and hopefully be generous in giving. I think that's maybe a good word there, generous. And that we want to be generous in our giving. And, I think there can be a mindset of, well, I gave, okay, you gave, you were a giver, but are you generous in your giving?
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's going to look different for every single person based on their income and their family situations and what they're having to deal with, take care of. Right. And so if you have, for example, if you're in a season of life and you have elderly parents and they have expenses due to their medical needs, some of your resources may be going to help provide for them.
If I just say flat out no to stuff like that, is that me being greedy?
If you can help,
like if I had $1 billion and
right,
my family member needed a surgery,
right,
and I've got an extra $1 billion laying around,
right,
and I don't help, am I automatically greedy if I do that?
I would really want to know why you didn't help.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're greedy.
Okay.
I'm just saying, what were those circumstances of why they needed the help and why you couldn't, and why you chose not to give it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not in that situation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah.
Like if it was a situation where someone had a medical expense or a medical emergency came up, and you had the ability to help, I mean, more than likely you should help.
This is just me trying to find the line.
I know. And
I would never do that.
Right. Like, it makes me think of, in the book of, I won't go to it, but in the book of James, it's James writes that, if someone asks you for a coat, give them your coat. Okay. And so I think that, in other words, what he's getting to is if there's a need, help people in need.
Okay.
Not just in like their wants, but in their needs. Like if the idea of giving in that point in time of need was always around shelter, food, and clothing.
Okay.
Okay. And so what James is saying is, if someone has an actual need, like they need a coat for the winter and you've got a coat, you can give them the coat. And what he's saying is help meet needs. And I think that's kind of maybe where you're looking for that line,
mm-hmm.
the kind of the wisdom of going, all right, is it a need that they're asking me to help with, or is it just a want that they're asking me to help with? And I think that helps give some kind of wisdom to the way we handle things.
Ask for wisdom.
The Lord says, if you ask for wisdom, He'll give it to you.
Okay.
So, wisdom.
Well, I want wisdom, Lord.
Amen.
So I can be rich.
Hey, I want you to be rich, and then I want you to be generous, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with being rich. Yes, it says that money can be the root of all kind of evils, right? But it's not just money; it's the love of money
mm-hmm.
can be the roots of all kind of evil. having money in and of itself, being rich is not a sin.
Okay.
I mean, we've got to get that off the table, because for some people, that's like they just go, "You're rich, you're a sinner." No, like we need people who are wealthy to fund so much of what's happening in the kingdom and in just humanitarian aid and in just care for people and in charities and nonprofits. I mean, they're dependent on people who can write large checks at one time. So we need people to be rich.
Cool. Let's get rich.
I'm for it.
And then let's do this episode again in like 15 years.
Man, that'd be awesome.
And we're still going to be doing the podcast.
Still to the podcast. Be rolling.
I feel like there's an infinite amount of topics that we could do, and we'll make it there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Easy. Yeah. Easy.
Of course, I don't know anything. I'm not rich. This is my first time doing a podcast. Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God created everything. So there's got to be a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh, there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
Why. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, cool. We'll do another episode in 15 years.
That sounds great.